Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our English Learner Podcast. I'm Anna, and I'm so happy you're here today.
Hi guys, it's Tom here. Today's topic is super exciting. Learn Travel English. It's something everyone needs if they like to travel.
Yes, traveling is fun, but it can be stressful if you don't know the right words or sentences. Today, we'll share useful travel English phrases, tips, and examples from our own trips.
Exactly. So, Anna, let's start with the basics. What do you say when you first arrive at the airport?
Well, first you might need to check in. You can say, "Hello, I'd like to check in, please," and give your passport and ticket. Sometimes staff ask, "Do you have a return ticket?" You can answer, "Yes, here it is," or "No, just a one-way ticket."
Right. And sometimes they ask, do you have any luggage to check in? You can answer, yes, I have one suitcase, or no, just my carry-on. Also, you might be asked, do you have any liquids in your bag? It's good to know that phrase.
Very important. After check-in, you go through security. People often ask, "Please place your bag on the belt and take off your shoes and belt." Sometimes they also say, "Please remove laptops and liquids from your bag." It's always good to know these instructions.
Yes, I remember once I didn't know I had to remove my laptop. The security officer had to explain it slowly, and everyone laughed a little.
That's funny. After security, you go to the boarding gate. A common sentence is, "Which gate is for flight number?" You might also hear, "Boarding will start in 15 minutes." It's good to understand announcements in English.
And when you get on the plane, the flight attendant might say, "Welcome aboard. Please fasten your seatbelt," or "Please turn off your electronic devices." That's easy to understand, but it's good to know in advance.
Definitely. Then, during the flight, you might want a drink or food. You can say, "Excuse me, could I have some water, please?" Or, "Can I have the vegetarian meal?" You might also need to ask, "Could I have an extra blanket?" Or, "Can I get a pillow, please?"
Very useful phrases. And when you arrive at your destination, there's immigration. They often ask, "What is the purpose of your visit?" You can answer, "I'm here for tourism," or "I'm here for business." Sometimes they ask, "How long will you stay?" And you can answer, "I'll stay for 5 days."
Yes, and don't forget to answer politely. Smile and say thank you after they stamp your passport. Small gestures help a lot.
After that, you go to pick up your luggage. You can ask, "Excuse me, where is the luggage claim?" Or, "Which carousel is for flight?" If your luggage is lost, you can ask, "My suitcase is missing. Can you help me?"
And then comes transportation. If you take a taxi, you can say, "Hello, I'd like to go to," please. It's also good to ask, "How much will it cost?" Or, "Can you use the meter?" If you take a ride share, you can say, "I booked a ride. Where is my driver?"
Right. And if you take a bus or train, you can ask, "Which platform is for," or "What time does the next train leave?" Sometimes you might need to ask, "Is this seat available?" Or, "Can I have a ticket to, please?"
When you check into a hotel, you can say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name," or "I'd like a single room, please." They may ask, "Do you need breakfast included?" You can answer, "Yes, please," or "No, thank you." You might also ask, "What time is checkout?" Or, "Can I leave my luggage after checkout?"
And during your stay, if you want help, you can say, "Excuse me, can you recommend a good restaurant nearby?" Or, "Can I have extra towels, please?" You might also need phrases like, "Is there Wi-Fi?" Or, "Can you call a taxi for me?"
Exactly. When you go sightseeing, it's good to know phrases like, "How much is the ticket?" Or, "What time does the museum open?" You can also ask, "Can I take photos?" Or, "Is there a guide available?"
And don't forget shopping. You can ask, "How much is this?" Or, Do you accept credit cards? Sometimes it's useful to ask, can you give me a discount? Or, do you have this in another size or color?
One funny story, when I was in Japan, I tried to ask for directions to a temple, but I said temple sushi by mistake. The local person laughed, but they still helped me.
That happens. One time in Italy, I tried to order a coffee and accidentally said, I want a cheese coffee. The barista laughed and gave me a regular coffee anyway. Travel English mistakes can be funny, but people are usually kind.
That's why it's important to know simple phrases, but also don't worry if you make mistakes. People usually understand and are very kind.
That's so true. Also, learning travel English helps you feel confident. You don't have to speak perfectly. Just being polite and using simple phrases works.
Absolutely. A few key phrases can make your trip easier. Excuse me, please, thank you, how much, where is, I don't understand, and can you help me?
Those are essential. And another tip, always carry a small notebook or phone app to write down new words or phrases you learn while traveling. You can also make a list of emergency phrases like, I need a doctor, or call the police.
Great idea. That way, you can practice and remember useful sentences for your next trip.
Okay, Anna, let's talk about a real travel example. Last summer, I went to Thailand. I had to ask many questions in English because the local people spoke limited Thai. I said, how much for this? And where's the bathroom? And it worked perfectly.
That's a good example. I went to London last year. I had to ask for directions several times. I said, excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the train station? Everyone was very friendly and answered in clear English. I also asked, is it far to walk or how long will it take by bus?
See, simple phrases can solve many problems while traveling. Even if you're nervous, just try to speak. You can start with hello, thank you, and excuse me, and the rest usually works out.
Yes, and practicing travel English before your trip makes everything easier. You can try role-playing, like pretending you are at the airport, hotel, or restaurant. You can even practice with a friend pretending to be a tourist guide.
That's a fun way to learn. Also, listening to English podcasts about travel helps you understand pronunciation and common words. Watching videos of travelers asking questions in English is another good tip.
Exactly. And don't forget to practice speaking with friends or family. Even simple conversations like, what time is the next bus? Or can I have a map? Are very useful. You can also practice ordering food. I would like a sandwich, please. Or can I have water with ice?
Okay, listeners, now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments about a time you used English while traveling. Did you have funny or interesting experiences?
Yes, share your travel story in English. It's a great way to practice and inspire others. Remember, even small phrases make a big difference when traveling.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast so you can learn more travel English and other useful English conversations every week.
We can't wait to read your comments and see your stories. Remember, even small phrases make a big difference when traveling.
That's right. Keep practicing, be confident, and enjoy your trips.
Thank you so much for listening today.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy travels.